no warning. Nice. All right, everybody. So we are waiting for the intro to kick in there. So, all right. So tracking several storms right now and starting to move back into some populated areas. So we wanted to jump back live, update everybody on what's going on. And this could turn into a prolonged coverage based off the number of storms and their proximity to some of the larger cities across the country. So here's what we've got going right now. Again, we've got a severe thunderstorm up here with tornado warnings. This is not a confirmed tornado warning headed towards Cedar Rapids, but we're going to focus down here to the southwest. We have a moving to the north-northeast, a tornado. This tornado has been on the ground. It's been producing a ton of damage just to the southwest of Iowa City. You can see this is all the debris up here. Here's your tornado right here. So just to the east, or excuse me, the west-northwest of Kelowna, right here you can see the debris signature right where the base of the tornado that we just drew. That's the tornado on the ground. You can actually see the debris being funneled back up into the core of the storm here. This may hopefully go to the west of Iowa City, but this is going to be close. Do we have roads loaded in here for this area? We can see how far west the population goes here for Iowa City here. Again,
I can kind of see on something else just to
fairly populated area here, so we're going to determine exactly just how close this will get. But here's your storm right here with the hook coming around. Tornado is right here just to the north, just to the east or west-northwest of Kelowna. These are tornado reports, confirmed tornado on the ground being followed by spotters. So they've been chasing this tornado here as it lifts off to the north-northeast, heading towards Iowa City, and that's our concern right now is Iowa City. We have other supercell thunderstorms down here to the south that are producing hail with some rotation as well. Also some large hail being reported up here just to the west of Cedar Rapids, who was impacted last few years with several impactful storms with the derecho and some large hail as well.
Okay, so this is basically where the population is.
Okay, so
that.
That's kind of our cutoff here for where heavy population is. So I would be concerned, especially in Tiffin here. So as this tornado comes up towards I-80, this is a major interstate, a major trucking route, lots of traffic coming down I-80 from Chicago headed towards Des Moines and Omaha. So this is a major west to east or east to west route. And so we're definitely going to have to continue to watch this. So there is some large hail with this storm heading right towards, again, Iowa City. Let's jump up. Let's look at Cedar Rapids. Let's see what that storm looks like real quickly here. Then we're going to take off to Chicago from Cedar Rapids. This storm moving a little bit more east-northeast, has had a history of producing some hail. Notice the pink in here, a little bit larger. If we can see what the CCs look like in here, John, maybe we can get an idea of what size of objects we have falling here. Again, this moving to the east-northeast in the general direction of Cedar Rapids. Definitely the hail size has dropped off in this particular storm here. We've got a hail report up here. Not sure how big that hail report is. John, can we query this? There we go.
Yeah,
so one inch hail a little bit, or about 10 minutes ago for the storms moving through. So some of the hail sizes have gone down, kind of getting a little mixed up and grungy in here. But again, still tornado on the ground just to the south of Iowa City. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in Chicago here real quickly and see how impactful we're going there. So we've got an area keyed up here. So you can see we have this entire wave of storms that are moving into the Chicago area. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings. Looks like in effect. Is that so? Yep. Severe thunderstorm warnings from Valparaiso to Thornton to Troy, all the way up to downtown Chicago right now for this line that has basically developed. The hail size has gone down. This was the same storm that went through Peoria and dropped nearly baseball-sized hail through Peoria just about an hour and a half ago. A little bit of hail here. What do we got south of Troy there with that storm as it moved through? Probably
just now. I bet it's maybe marginally severe, 1 inch.
So quarter-size hail, which makes sense from the way that this storm has gone. So, but back here to the west, so these storms, a little bit more intense, are moving to the northeast also. These will head into the suburbs of, these will move into the suburbs of the northern suburbs of Chicago. So we're talking Aurora, Wheeling, Algonquin, Crystal Lake, all this area up in here. this will be the area that we'll be concerned with this area. So again, storms moving at about 50 miles per hour to the northeast, so there's still a little bit of time before they get there. And that was the concern, or at least the possible saving grace for the Chicago Metro, was the timing. So the storms were going to be in their more intense singular cell mode out to the west, and as they move to the east, they would begin to interact with each other and would possibly struggle a little bit. So right now, most intense storm here crossing I-80, so a couple of big time storms crossing I-80 right now. Zoom in here on this one. This storm I know went through Kankakee, and Princeton's already had several storms. This storm tornado warned. What do we got for hail here? We've got a hail report that came in here for Concord. Yeah, you can see the CCs right here. It's picking up large objects, so it tells us that there is some larger hail. This isn't the craziest. And we are going to take a look at St. Louis here because I'm concerned about that. So yeah, this was a golf ball size report that came in just to the southwest of Concord. This storm again crossed I-80. Or is in the process of crossing I-80. The biggest hail has now moved north of I-80, and so that area, again, is what we're watching for. But Chicago right now, this is probably the storm that we want to watch for. Here's your velocities, and you can see a little chaotic. Right in here is probably the best rotation that I can see on here, but lots of chaotic wind going on right now in this storm, which tells me the rotation isn't super well organized. Another nice little core right up here to the north of Northville, interestingly enough. So you can see this one, and again, it has some good inflow that can go into this one as well. So a little bit brighter pink, saying we're at least seeing some heavier precip. But overall, if we look at it, the CCs say probably not as big of hail as the storm that just went through Concord. So a little bit of hail though right in here. With this particular cell. So we are seeing some, what I would call probably severe hail falling with this storm, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning on that one. What's that warned for? Probably $quarter to $half size hail?
Yeah, about
quarter size hail, 50 mile per hour wind, which checks out. Again, the wind's not too intense with this either. So all of this moving to the east, northeast, and northeast, and we'll head right into the northern side of Chicago. We'll have to watch these. There is a lot of warm air coming in from the southwest, feeding into these two cells right here. Those probably the ones that have the best likelihood of producing large hail or even tornadoes as they move into Chicago. Here's some of the hail tracks we can actually see. Let's take the radar off and we can see kind of how these have progressed. So again, here was your storm. Again, as it began to merge in with everything, so Peoria back down here to the southwest, this is kind of where the back end of it, but you can see the path and see how it generally begins to weaken as it merges in. Kind of the same thing here. We just kind of have a smattering of things right here, but nothing really crazy. Again, here's these storms here just doing their thing as well, producing the hail. Here's our storm moving into Iowa City. You can see they've had a history of producing hail as well. And the same with the Iowa City, or the Cedar Rapids storm up here. Again, just kind of weakened out, but it was definitely dropping some larger hail back here to the west. And Iowa City storm mainly focused on the tornado here. Is that a new tornado warning too? Just issued right there, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Kind of almost have like this line, and that may be one of the saving graces. So our tornado would be up here, but with this kind of arching out, may cut off some of the inflow. There's your tornado right there. So it's headed up towards Iowa City, or up towards I-80, and I think it'll be, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see if it can hold together. Because the storm mode is definitely taking on a little bit more of a linear, so that would turn this into more of a hail, or more of a high wind threat than it would a hail and tornado threat. Intermittent. So yeah, here's your shear vector right here. So this is showing the shear tracks of the path of that tornado. And again, you can see headed right towards Iowa City, but again, everything is kind of trended back, or is trying to trend back, so hopefully this tornado will lift. It was still on the ground. If we go to the CCs here, back again, I think it might have lifted now. There's still a little bit lower CC, so there's your rotation couplet right there. Still pretty strong wind rotation couplet there. Maybe that's the tornado right there. Looks like it could be right in that area. So it's headed generally right in this direction. So it is gonna move into somewhat of a, I was thinking it might have been right there. So just to the southeast of Windham, just to the north of Highway 1. That's kind of the area that I think something could be. If you switch to our wind velocity product, yeah, you can see they kind of line up right there. So maybe a weak tornado on the ground right now with that storm as it moves off to the northeast, right towards Iowa City. So we'll see. Let's go down to Arkansas, because I know we've got a lot of activity going on in Arkansas still, and also headed in towards the Memphis, Tennessee area. Those will be areas that we'll have to watch very, very closely here.
We have a confirmed tornado warning now.
For
right here.
Cabot. So we went from no tornado to confirmed tornado, huh? All right.
Well, we have a confirmed tornado.
This area was just. This is the same area that was impacted with our first tornado.
Yeah. So this just got warned.
So we have a new tornado warning. If we zoom in, I think we're going to see Jacksonville is just back right over, maybe down here. Might have went just to the south. Yeah, okay, so that tornado went just to the south. So we have a new tornado warning. Any CCs or anything with this? Here's our couplet. You can see the hook, everything. So I don't think we have a tornado on the ground yet, but we have an intensifying storm, new tornado warning right now with this storm. And so here's our couplet right in here, right over Cabot. Okay, let's go to the confirmed tornado warning, because that one's headed, the confirmed tornado warning is headed right towards the direction of Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, this is heading right for probably the north sides of Memphis.
Yeah, so here's, look at the ball on the end of it again. So remember, this was what we were seeing. So this is moving into the town of Wynn right here. And here's West Memphis. Thankfully, it's north of I-40, but again, a lot of population up here, Jericho, Earl. It's all moving into that area right now. If we look at our velocities on here, we can use a little hourglass here to pick up our velocities. There's the warning. 1-inch hail, tornado on the ground, confirmed. About 13,000 people right now in this red polygon, okay? So not all 13,000 are gonna be impacted, but there are 13,000 in the polygon. Here it is right here. There's the couple, look at that. Just wound up real tight. If we go to the CCs, not as impressive on the CCs. I bet if we go back a frame, can we back up the radar? See what it has looked like in the past couple of frames. That might have been your tornado right there. There it is.
I might have just removed this and go full CC.
Yeah.
So I can see it a little better.
Yeah, for sure. If we back up one more frame here, I think we'll, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's it right there. It looks like that's probably the collar of that could be the tornado though.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. Let me go into Win here.
Is that it right there?
Might be.
Flip-flop back and forth from the velocity to that. Is that it right? That should be right there, right?
Oh.
There it is.
Here we go. It's right there.
Oh, yeah, that's the tornado right there. So that was the tornado touchdown right there in Win. For sure, that's your debris right there. This is actually dry air coming around the hook, but the tornado itself is right there, right in the middle. Probably moved right over Levisque, north of Whittsburg, headed towards Princedale. This storm has had a history moving more easterly than northeasterly, like some of the other storms. We're on the right exit region of the trough coming out, so everything moving a little bit more easterly than northeasterly, like we saw, or like we're seeing. What is the motion on this? Is this still at 50 miles an hour?
Hang on,
I know they've had a history of kind of maybe trying to slow down. Is this live? Are we 449? Yep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the tornado.
I need to see what it says. It's moving east at 45.
45. So they still haven't. They've slowed down a bit, but not a lot still. So still at 45 miles an hour. This is your tornado right now. So this is actually debris that we're seeing on radar being picked up. Again, it's headed towards Princedale Riverfront. Really moving almost parallel to 64 here. Classic shaped supercell here. We're going to give you some times here for where this thing is going, what time it's going to head towards. So we've got Parkin at 5:03, so about 13 minutes for them. Earl, 5:11, so about 20 minutes for Earl. And Clarkdale, this is kind of where we're getting over to the I-55 corridor, so crossing I-55 into Clarkdale. That area, let's see, it's not showing it on there. Crawfordville's right down here though, so it'll be 5:22. So about 30 minutes this storm is going to be over here towards Clarkdale, or it'll be crossing the I-55 corridor, which means we're going to be moving into the area. Look at that. You can almost see the tornado. It's our 3D image of the storm here. You can see the tilt of the storm, everything, the updraft coming up into it right there. And again, tornado on the ground right here. Just an amazing, amazing view of this tornado. Underway right now in Wynne, Arkansas, moving right down 64 just to the north of I-40. This is the area that we're watching. You can see, so right now using our 3D product to give us an idea of exactly where this tornado is as we continue to track it live. So this is at 4:51. We have had a new radar update. There it is. Tornado definitely on the ground right now.
Definitely
Unfortunately intensifying as it moves closer to the northern sides of the Memphis metro area. So Levisque right now really being impacted here. This is not a good sign. This is not what we want to see. This is what we were seeing earlier with the storms that moved through. Wow. Just, again, not what you want to see when you see the blues really start to show up. That tells us that the debris signature is really jumping up. Might even be starting to see some debris get scattered up into the storm, the core of the storm itself. As this tornado really, just really touched down right back here in Wynne and is now moving almost parallel right here to 64. Might even see it cross 64 right here on the hook. It'll be really close right here where this bend happens. Really, really strong velocities here. You can see the air coming in right here and the air coming around and being funneled in right here. So everything is coming around and pivoting into this location right here, which is right over Levisque. That's the area that we're watching.
It's now a particularly dangerous situation.
Okay, so we've upped it. So we have 4 levels of tornado warnings. We have tornado warning, which is radar. We think we see it on radar. Then we have confirmed tornado. Then we have a particularly dangerous situation. That's what we've just been upgraded. This is a level 3 tornado out of 4. And again, moving to the east-northeast. And then we have tornado emergency. So we haven't issued a tornado emergency, but I can tell you, tornado's getting stronger. This is a violent tornado now. This is your upper end. These are your threes and possibly 4s.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, this is a classic perfect circle. This is what you see when you have this debris signature here. Wind velocities are intense. Everything is, if you're in parking right now, you need to be taking shelter. This storm will be there in just a matter of minutes. You have time. Get in the center part of your house. You've got to take shelter right now. Again, Levisque just being really just destroyed right now by this tornado here. Really impactful tornado, strong violent tornado moving through Levisque. Let's zoom out. Let's see how far we are from some of the other towns here. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I looked up on radar scope to actually see the roads, and it looks like it went through like the middle of this town of Wynne, and like everything off to the northeast.
Yeah.
So it's hitting a lot of folks.
So here's Memphis though. Thankfully, I think we're gonna miss Memphis to the north. I think most of Memphis is from about right here down into South Haven. So we might scrape by and miss this one here in Memphis. What's our other tornado look like near Cabot? Our other tornado warning.
Yeah, looking there, right here. Here, let me draw it. Like this road here, there's definitely a lot of population, like all up in here. So so we'll have to be very careful.
Yeah, depending on how much of a right-hander that thing takes.
Yeah.
So this one, you can see this one not as organized, but you can definitely see the structure of it now. Definitely looking a little bit more in line. That doesn't, again, this is your level 1 tornado warning, so we may not have a tornado on the ground, but we could have one at any moment if we don't. And again, a lot of this area was impacted by tornado warnings not too long ago. So Butterville was an area that we were watching very closely. So this area already experienced several tornado warnings and now has another one moving through. So Little Rock, Arkansas, back down to the south, we have a severe thunderstorm warning just south of Little Rock. Let's take a look at that one real quick. That storm moving off to the northeast. All these, as they move in closer to the Little Rock area, they've just kind of intensified. Even this one, not tornado warned, but still has that kind of kidney bean shape to it. So it has rotation with it. It's something that's going to have to be watched here. Doesn't look too strong right now, but definitely worth watching headed into East End and Woodson. Again, radar now picking up a little bit of rotation with that one. A little bit of rotation down here, just to the west of Leola. So we're going to have to keep watching that. There you can see the rotation couplet right there. No signs of the tornado on the ground. We don't have a tornado warning, but we do have rotation with this storm. You can see just classic shape supercell right here. That's what they've been doing all day long in this area. So let's go back up. We'll take a look one more time at the tornado warning headed towards Memphis. And we may even cut off coverage and come back to that here in a little bit when it gets a little bit closer. Wow, yeah, this one. Can't even decide. It's got so many markers on it right now.
Turn the storm tracks off.
Yeah. So there should be your tornado right there.
Oh, we just got a new warning.
Did we get a tornado emergency?
I'm not sure. Let me query it real quick.
I don't remember seeing it with the lines like that.
Yeah, it's ending. So it's just, tornado emergency.
Yep, so we've got now, so we went from, started coverage level 2 tornado, confirmed tornado. We've gone to level 3 and now level 4. Again, with a violent tornado on the ground. It's right here, just to the north, or really right on 64. I don't know if I can say it's to the north, but it's really close. And it's, again, almost paralleling 64 here. So it's just moving directly. So it's over Princedale right now. Princedale is being impacted by this tornado. Downstream, it's going to head into Parkin. And you can see a lot of roads up here saying that there is population in this area. So we're going to watch this as it continues to move off to the east. We'll have to see exactly where it ends up hitting, but definitely the north side of Memphis, this is in play for you. You've got to be watching. Now's the time to prepare for this. It's 4:58, so you've got an opportunity to prepare. This is about 20 to 30 minutes away from the north side of Memphis. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. Let's take a look at what's going on back up to the north. If we can.
So just from what you can't see, Derek,
yep.
We have tornado warnings in Missouri now.
Okay. Is the St. Louis activity starting to?
Yeah. So
these
all these isolated cells are starting to get tornado
yeah.
warned, and things are starting to look a little dicier here for the St. Louis area.
Okay. So here's Rolla. For those of you, this I-44 major thoroughfare that gets you from St. Louis to Springfield to Joplin and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and here, right in here, just to the north of Rolla, pretty significant area. But you can see we've got these supercells. We've got a severe one here. This one looks like it's on the verge of severe. These up here to the north have produced baseball-sized hail a couple of times. Columbia and Hannibal impacted extremely hard with very large hail. This storm right here near Rolla, let's go ahead and zoom in on that one a little bit. Let's see what it looks like. Now we're pretty far away from the radar on this particular one, so we're not going to get a good image of it. But Sullivan impacted with a pretty significant hailstorm, I want to say in 2013 or 14, if I remember right. But you can see the hail core in this one. So now we're measuring this fairly high up, which we would expect to see some hail, but there is definitely some large hail falling in this particular storm. Is that where the radar shows it as well?
No, I'm showing the spike.
Yeah.
Hail spike.
Oh yeah. There's your hail spike. Does that show up on radar?
Kind of.
There it is. Yeah, a little bit of a hail spike. So you can see this kind of reflection that's coming off. That's the radar saying, I think there's some big hail. It's refracting or bouncing off of those hailstones. It's not taking the energy back to the radar. It's actually shooting it away. So that happens when we see very large hail. So again, just to the northwest of Cuba is where this is. And again, tornado warning in effect there. If we go back down to the south, we've got another tornado warning to the south. And
we're real far from the radar here.
What's that?
We're real far from the radar here, so it's kind of looking crappy.
These storms will be moving into the St. Louis area in about an hour or so. So we'll have to track those really closely. West Plains also with a pretty significant severe thunderstorm.
Do have Mount Sterling, Illinois is warned. It's a confirmed warning now. Okay. And they also got golf ball size hail up in here.
Okay. So we've got Mount Sterling, had golf ball size hail. Let's see if we can see where, see what we can see. So this should be the area with the large hail, would be right in there. It looks like a mess right now in this storm.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
Maybe if we put the velocity couplet on.
Yeah, let me do that. Oh, it's a little hard to tell.
Definitely would
Maybe
be right
like
in
up,
here.
like up in there.
There's probably some really high wind in this storm though. Either way,
Yeah.
look at that. That's a pocket. Can we sample what some of those wind speeds are in that?
Yeah,
This,
hang on.
this little velocity couplet right in here. I'm gonna assume. Yeah, look at that. 68 miles per hour.
Whoop.
Can't tell what that one is.
Whoops. Oh no.
All right.
Okay,
So
well, that's okay. I'll
there
just
it
do
is.
this.
So yeah, so you got 50. I don't know where you clicked at.
All right, I'm gonna. Let's see if I can like say where I'm gonna do it, and then do it.
55. So yeah, so 55, 60 mile per hour winds here with this particular severe thunderstorm. Again, dropped golf ball sized hail though in Mount Sterling just a few minutes ago. So as it moves off to the east, heads into Beardstown, we'll have to watch that. Tornado warning in effect, large hail possible with this. How's Chicago look? Still kind of tempered down right now with the kind of the merger activity going on.
Yeah, there's a couple. Hang on, I'll show you guys here in a second, but there's a couple storms that are on their own here that could be more interesting than the stuff over here.
These guys right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like this one isn't warned at the moment, but
yeah. So we're gonna have to watch these closely. Again, this has turned into just a lot of rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, probably some small hail. I'm assuming that Thornton hail report that just came in is probably fairly marginal.
I don't know. Let's see here.
Got a
Yeah,
couple
1 inch
of
hail.
1 inch hail, yeah. So
And then this other one.
so you could have some hail in there. This storm actually doesn't look too bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's
Near
look at this one.
Valparaiso right now. So this guy is severe warned. That's probably the stronger of the batch right there.
Yeah. Oh, we just got a report.
Up in
Zoomed in.
Valparaiso. Are these moving east or are they moving northeast?
More quarters.
Valparaiso got 1 inch hail.
I'll zoom out a bit and I'll just do this.
Loop it up. Yeah.
Yeah, moving northeast.
So it looked a little better over Valpo than weakened and then re-intensified over here to the east. So I'll have to watch this, Kankakee, Indiana.
What radar am I pulling that from? Yeah.
Don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you can definitely see the lower CCs right there. So it could be some fairly large hail, fairly significant hail here by just to the southeast of New Durham, headed into LaPorte, just to the east of Kankakee, just to the north of Hannah. We're going to have to watch this.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, look at that. 3. This is what the radar estimates. Impactful, yeah, 6. 100% probability of severe hail, 100% probability of big hail. Moving to the northeast at 50, 3.29 inch hail on radar right now, okay? So, yeah, look at the CCs drop out on this. This is a very highly populated area right over in here.
Dang,
So-
I wasn't expecting it to be that intense.
Right? So
What's
again,
this warned for?
you get the warm air that comes into these things. Again, nothing over here to the east, and that's just kind of what feeds it. So warned for 1.25. Again, I don't think it's dropping 3 inch hail, but it's definitely dropping some big hail. I would say golf balls is a for sure possibility there, just to the south of Westville right now.
Yeah, you can tell
For
it's
sure.
a lot of hail.
There's your volume. This is going to tell us volume of hail here. So we looked at the size when we went to the correlation coefficient. Now we're on volume right in here. This is the area that we're watching. So Union Hills is basically where we're watching. There's a report that won't be in the
let's check out
the
this
best
report.
part of the core there, but it is a sampling of what this storm has.
Wow, so that was 0.7
That makes
away from
sense, right? So the bigger hail, again, so you can see we have 0.7 here, but the bigger hail occurring right back over here by Union Mills. Union Mills to the east of Kingsford and Kingsbury. You were in the path of this, could come right up here just to the east of Kingsbury as well. But again, potential for some big hail. Look at there, oh wow, kind of shifted off to the east, so it went to
yeah, let's see
Kingsford
what the
Heights.
update is.
Kingsbury now definitely in the path. Union Mills in the path. This storm continues. It's a quick mover too. So just a few minutes ago, all the way back here by the hill marker, there's our new warning for this particular storm. Let's see what they've got. I kept it the same.
Oh.
1.25 inches.
Yeah, I'm seeing what the query is here, and they said just radar indicated for now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and pop back out again here. Oh yeah, that looks decent for sure. Again, right in here, that's kind of your golf balls, right? Right in here, right now, dropping golf ball size hail most likely. In that area, again, as it moves off to the east, northeast here, northeast, in that general direction right there, at about 50 miles per hour. So very quickly, notice what's right up here by my head, South Bend. So real populated area right in the path of this particular storm. So we'll continue to watch that as the storm moves forward. Let's take a look if we can. Let's zoom back out. What all do we got going on right now? So we got the storm headed towards Memphis. We got storms headed towards St. Louis. But not there yet. How's our Iowa stuff moving along? Did our storm weaken before it got to Iowa City?
Let me look here. Well, we got about 3 tornado warnings.
We do.
These are all confirmed tornadoes.
All 3 of them are?
Yeah,
this is the old one.
On top of each other.
This is the old one. Here's the new one. And then you've got this one.
They're saying radar confirmed for this southern one.
Okay.
Maybe right. Obviously, we're playing catch up a little bit.
Maybe right there by West Branch. There's our...
Yeah, you see it? Derek, south where it says Iowa City.
Right there.
That's what it was right there.
Yeah.
Looks like it has since lifted.
Yeah, that one's lifted.
We definitely have one right here, though.
Yeah, that's our original one. Let's see where that one actually went, because that one would have came across I-80 back here.
Yeah, let's track that just on correlation.
Kind of wobbling around. There it is. There it is right there as it crossed I-80. So it looks like tornado did cross I-80. Fairly populated area. It probably wasn't a massive tornado. I can't believe a hail report came in right on that spot. Somebody really wanted to get that hail report in. Tornado right now over Salon. Again, moving right up Interstate 1. Is that big hail?
This one here by Ellie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Shouldn't be, but
no, 0.25.
No, 0.25. All right, so again, tornado on the ground with this one.
Dang. That report. Hail and sheet metal and insulation. Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, that's not something you see every day. Sheet metal and insulation falling with the hail. Again, that's that. When those violent tornadoes, they just ingest all the storms. So we've had several violent tornadoes, one in Little Rock, Arkansas, one underway right now just to the west of Memphis. This tornado was violent, much more violent back to the southwest before it got to the Iowa City area, and continues to drop debris all the way up here to the north. And we just continue to watch. Yeah, this is all the debris right up in here. So funneling into Cedar Rapids now, debris falling out of the sky in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So just absolutely absurd and intense stuff here. So, all right, let's zoom back out. Let's see any other warnings in Iowa that we should be concerned with.
We have another tornado warning that's not confirmed down here in southeastern Iowa. We do have further south here. We saw the confirmed warning. This is a new warning, actually.
North side of St. Louis, north of St. Louis there. Okay, well,
Yeah,
so I'm thinking here's what we'll do,
wants to-
John. So, again, we've got active stuff going on, but we're kind of in between cities again. So we keep this pattern of, moves into some larger populated areas. That's when we're able to jump on. We go ahead and do some coverage for you guys of when these storms move in. Next cities in line that we're most concerned with, I think, right now. We're definitely going to be concerned with Memphis here with this storm coming in. We may come back fairly quickly with this one. This one's been confirmed tornado emergency with this storm. We also have several supercells up in the St. Louis area that we're really concerned with. There's your tornado right there on the ground. So we'll come back and do coverage of that as well as these move. get a little closer over here to Millington. This is going to be where the Memphis airport, one of the Memphis airports most likely, is up here to the north. That's why we've got the radar up there. So we're going to continue to cover these storms. We're watching them right now in the background as they begin to move into some areas with more population. We'll come back on and do some more coverage of everything that's going on. But for the meantime, go ahead and take a few minute break here. We'll come back to it as these storms, which again, St. Louis, Chicago, and Memphis, and potentially even Little Rock still in the firing line for these severe storms. And as they move into those populated areas, we'll come back and do coverage again.